Hello class, my name is David Evans. My informative speech is on the Columbine High School Massacre. April 20th, 1999, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris went into Columbine High School and murdered 11 students, one teacher, and then cowardly committed suicide on themselves. 24 other students were injured. The problem with this is, not only did they go out and kill people, but they blamed their actions on this because of video games. They used to play a game, Doom, and in Doom, the hero, quote unquote, the hero is a guy that goes out with sawed-off shotguns, automatic weapons, and handmade bombs and kills people. And his main method of killing was shooting the bad guys in the head. So these two high school students did the same thing. They went to Columbine High School on the morning of the 20th in 1999 with sawed-off shotguns, automatic weapons, and homemade pipe bombs. Luckily, their plan that was later found out by investigators never actually materialized. They wanted to actually put 500 students in the cafeteria and kill them. When investigators found their journal after the incident had happened, they found journals that both these teenagers wrote, and they were basically wanting to play a big Doom game. They would each actually even quote lines from the video game because they were so involved in the game. Now, a lot of parents afterwards, there was a big uproar about, violence in video games. And there's no correlation between violence in video games and violent acts that people make. However, Jennifer Rosenberg from 20th Century History, she stated that Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris were just two kids that were just normal kids. They did the same thing. They did their homework. They were looking for dates for the prom. They went to high school activities. They played video games together. As it turned out, the first stories that came out of there was that these two teenagers were being bullied by other students because they looked different, they acted different, and issues like that. Whereas when they found their journals, they never mentioned anything about being ridiculed by other students or looked down upon, or they weren't the in crowd, they didn't fit. That was never even part of the issue. So basically what they are saying about their rampage is that they were just so caught up in a violent video game, they wanted to act out that violence. A video magazine, Game Informer, once stated in a 2000 issue that violent video games are breeding, or potentially can breed, killers the same way flight simulators train pilots to fly. When you look at the process that these guys had to go through, their mindset, the way they were going to make this decision, they planned it for over a year. And finally, for whatever reason, when April 20th, 1999 came, they went to that high school and they decided they were going to shoot it up, and it undoubtedly shocked the American public, probably more than any individual issue from children. So I guess a question comes down to is, does violence in video games, does it cause others to be violent? Now, I play video games, my kids play video games, I'm sure a lot of you out there play video games too. I play games like Modern Warfare. I play games like Max Payne. I also play games like Madden and boxing. Problem is, these games, all of them have violence in it. Okay? So if I was someone that couldn't comprehend the difference between it's not reality, it's just fun, then yeah, maybe I'd do the same thing. Maybe I can blame it on that. I can say, yeah, this is the reason why I went out and did whatever I did. But I don't think that video game manufacturers, I'm sure that they don't take these games and decide, hey, we're going to make them as violent as possible to cause people to do the things they do. I just think that when you look at the society we live in today, it's a violent society. You see it on TV, you see it in video games, you can watch it on the news, you can go anywhere. You go on the internet and you can find anything, and violence is a big cause of it. But game manufacturers have done so much to not have, they try to keep violence from people that shouldn't have violence, small children. For example, Modern Warfare, they put a mature rating on it. They put that mature rating on it, 17 and older. Now, I have a 11-year-old son. If I go out and I buy Modern Warfare and I don't want him to play it, then he doesn't play it. If I allow him to play it, that's my choice. Manufacturer has nothing to do with the fact that I have bought this game that he can't go buy. I bought the game and I let him play it. The difference is you have to have an understanding of reality. We play these games, we watch movies, we go on the internet, it's kind of a break from our reality. You get to see, you get to have fun. You get to play a game, where if you're in the game and your character gets killed, hey, you just respawn and you start again. There's no violence, there's no actions that are taken from it. Class, I appreciate your time, and I hope you enjoyed my speech, and I appreciate it, so thank you.